1974's Island at the Top of the World from Walt Disney Studios is a thoroughly satisfying adventure film. This is the genre that Hollywood has excelled at since the very beginning, from Thief of Baghdad to King Kong to Indiana Jones to Jumanji. Pure escapism with exotic locations, a dash of ancient mystery, and cool technology. On first view, you'd think this was a Jules Verne adaptation, like Disney's brilliant 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and their less brilliant but fun In Search of the Castaways. It isn't, actually. It's based on a 1960s novel, The Lost Ones by Ian Cameron, which had a contemporary setting and flew the heroes to the Lost Island in a helicopter. The Disney team wisely moved the plot to 1907 and made the helicopter a glorious airship, the Hyperion, giving it a steampunk vibe that holds up far better than any 1960s set adventure would. The team was led by WINSTON HIBLER on his last producer credit. Classic Disney fans would know HIBLER's voice anywhere.
Disneyland is divided into 5 different realms. We shall visit them all and experience many thrilling adventures.
Island at the Top of the World is about an eccentric British millionaire who kidnaps an archaeologist and an Arctic guide on a mission to rescue his son, who has gone missing while seeking the island where whales go to die. To get there, they hop aboard the glorious Hyperion, which is captained by an equally eccentric Frenchman.
Very good, Captain. Carry on.
Silence! There will be no speaking.
How this is not a Jules Verne novel is truly beyond me. All of the characters are over-the-top stereotypes. Donald Sinden of BBC sitcoms plays the lead, a plummy aristocrat out of touch with everyone else.
Poor fella.
Jacques Marin, best known from thrillers, camps it up as the outrageous French pilot. Makoto Iwanatsu, aka Mako, clowns it up here.
I fight like bear. Ah, fight like bear.
But he was actually a good actor. Check him out on MASH or in 7 Years in Tibet, or just in the scene of dejection when the guide realizes that he's been kidnapped. David Hartman of Good Morning America fame plays the archaeologist who, along with Captain Franche, actually helps out on this journey. Professor Iverson starts out pretty vanilla.
The clothes they wear, the weapons they carry, each one of them could be a museum piece.
That's what I don't like. Those museum pieces.
But as the adventure gets wilder, he becomes a new kind of comic relief, the enthusiastic, expository Pollyanna.
Burning 1 minute, freezing the next.
Well, that's what's so interesting about the Arctic. It's contradictions. You know, in my first expedition to Baffinland, oddly enough, they say this sulfur's good for the lungs.
Donald, the son they'd gone to save, and his hot Viking girlfriend don't do a lot beyond look pretty. But you gotta have a plot. In this case, it's ¿Dónde está Donald?
It's the island Donald was looking for.
Donald.
Donald taught me.
Donald.
That's the house where Donald's living.
Donald. Donald. I don't see Donald amongst them. Ask him about Donald.
Donald.
What has this to do with Donald? Donald.
¿Dónde está Donald? ¿Dónde está Donald?
They travel north and they discover a lost civilization on a warm paradise in the Arctic, like in Sinbad, or Marvel Comics, or The Land That Time Forgot. We must be harboring some subconscious fantasy about a safe haven tucked behind an impenetrable wilderness of ice. Usually, it's full of dinosaurs. This time, it's not dinosaurs, but an ancient Viking settlement, hemmed in by a volcano, ice caves, and a bay full of killer whales. A religious fanatic demands the intruders be burned at the stake, but they are rescued and escapades ensue. Despite all the lava flows and icebergs, if there's any image a kid will remember after this movie, it's the Hyperion. Pete Ellenshaw and the Disney special effects team outdid themselves on the design. They claimed that they'd run the specs by Goodyear to see if it were actually possible. Well, I don't care if it's feasible. It is beautiful. The Hyperion echoes the terror from Verne's novel Master of the World, but it's used for exploration, not world domination, as Robert the Conqueror in that novel wanted to use it.
This is Robert speaking. Do exactly as I say, you have no choice.
When, to everyone's surprise, this movie tanked at the box office, it still didn't kill the spark of excitement in its few viewers. Young Imagineer Tony Baxter added the Hyperion to an important new development at Disneyland, Discovery Bay, a fabulous steampunk village behind Big Thunder Mountain. Guests could board the vessel and take a motion simulator voyage through the lost island of Astrogard. Except this never actually came to fruition. But Baxter is a pugnacious guy, and the Hyperion did appear eventually at Euro Disney. Not a ride, but in 1992 you could finally see the glorious steampunk airship, life-sized in Paris. This movie is not a genre-changing masterpiece, but it is tremendous fun. Nothing's going to measure up to 20,000 Leagues, but this avoids the cloying sentimentality of In Search of the Castaways.
This tree is a cornucopia. Why, it could be...
Utopia!
Voila!
and its special effects are miles better. Compared to other low to mid-budget adventure movies of the 1970s, Island at the Top of the World looks amazing. There's something to be said for the Victor McClure movies like Land That Time Forgot and At the Earth's Core, with their creepy anything-can-happen nature, but that gets disrupted by the truly awful man-in-suit special effects and the Land of the Lost style sets. The same year as Island at the Top of the World, Light at the Edge of the World was released, a genuine Jules Verne adaptation. But Light is dour and dark, just like Island is buoyant and optimistic. And as much as I want to love Journey to the Center of the Earth,
come along with James Mason and Gertrude the Duck.
Well, that movie's just boring. Island at the Top of the World, though, works hard to entertain throughout. You've got obscure ancient maps, blimps in an ice storm, crossing a volcano, attack of the killer whales, vengeful Vikings, and a clash between steampunk and Bronze Age technology. Nobody is saving the whole world here. The only stakes are the rescue of the long-lost whaler Donald. So it's get in, get out. And that's really more than enough. It is a briskly paced, old-time adventure with comedy, action, and even a poodle.
It's some kind of a dog.
But of course, the best kind. French.